Hello there, this is Fir1un and welcome to my as of yet unnamed gaming series. It's basically going to be a video game series where I play games in an attempt to try and get good at them, which, I'll be honest, is going to be a long process if this game is anything to go by. The first game I'll be covering will be Starcraft 2. It's by Blizzard. It is around £30 from Blizzard, but you can get it cheaper from anywhere else by buying it in disc form. See? Consumer smarts. Don't say you never learnt anything from YouTube, because I learnt a lot, including that dogs can dance. Although I did also learn that from Simon Cowell. It's a third-person RTS that is pretty much the leader of the RTS genre. It's the kind of game that you hear Koreans, not being racist or anything. I love Koreans personally. Wow, came out creepier than I thought it would. It's quite famous for having its own league, and people can be celebrities in this game if they're any good at it. Which, apparently, I'm not at all. To say abysmal would be an understatement. I bought the game on a whim because I quite like Command and Conquer, which is another RPS, TGS, P, MBOB. Games have too many acronyms. Just give them a name. Stop making them into letters. Call RPSs, which is not what this is. That's the type of gun. Call RTSs just strategy games, and call FPSs just shoot 'em ups, which will probably be acronymed to SEUs because people really love acronyms. The main objective of the game is to defeat your opponent. This can be done in one of two ways. The first is the more traditional: go in there, blow up their base, make sure they can't construct anything, and win the game by destroying all their units. The second strategy, which is more often used in Starcraft, is to get them to surrender, get them into a position where they cannot possibly win and just put their hands up and go, good game, and quit. There are three races, each with a sort of individual playstyle. The first race, the one that most people play and the first expansion has really been based around, is the Terrans. They are humans and were exiled from Earth on a prison ship that somehow went off course, and the residents of the prison ships, for want of a better word, decided to create their own government, which, surprise surprise, for a ship full of prisoners, was corrupt. So the main character, Jim Raynor, of the first expansion anyway, Jim Raynor decided to overthrow the government with another guy in some brotherhood thing, and that did not go well. It turned out that one of the guys in it was also corrupt. He managed to kill the population of an entire planet. The Zerg, they're the stereotypical zombie Borg type races. They come along, find a new planet, harvest it for all its natural resources, breed like wildfire, and generally mess up the world's resources, making it uninhabitable for virtually every other race. The Protoss are the sort of more advanced alien race that are trying to stop the Zerg from doing exactly what they're doing, mostly by destroying planets that they try to land on. It's not exactly the smartest of all strategies, but it works most of the time. This is mostly due to a prophecy that says that the Zerg will result in the destruction of the Protoss race. At the moment I'm playing as Protoss, and the person I'm playing against is playing as Zerg. It's the first match I've actually played against anything other than an easy AI, so yeah, I'm not going to be any good at it whatsoever. As you can see, I've set up a Stargate and I'm currently trying to get some units that are a bit like glass cannons. They go in, very powerful units, can take very little damage. I thought that maybe they'd be going for a ground unit spam, which they were, but being new to the game, I had no idea how to counter it. As you can see, there's just tons and tons and tons of those roaches, backed up by one or two queens. There was no way that without the right defences, which I did not have, I was ever going to win this. But because I didn't have enough scouts, I had no idea what they were making. I was kind of in the dark, still trying to up my overall unit count, because at the time I had like 6 defensive units, which were not very defensive, and 2 flying units, and just kind of was very anticipative of an attack. At this time I could just see the creep in my view from my scouts and thought they'd be setting up a forward base. Slightly wrong, but it did sort of propel me into taking probably the smartest move of this match, maybe, that I've made, which is trying to attack. However, they had a scout up, obviously, and could see that I was attacking, launch a counter-attack, which at the moment is just up against a rock. But through them destroying that rock, they were able to just waltz virtually unopposed straight into my base, whilst I was doing very little damage against units that they didn't really need. And with no offensive or defensive units left, I surrender the game. Congratulations to Superfly TNT for managing to defeat me in my first game. This has been Fir1un, and thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and leave a comment below.